All right, cool. So we're live. So what's up, guys? D Black Tay here. I'm here with Light Films. We're bringing you guys another Samurai 8 discussion. You know what? If you want to hop in, come hop in through the Discord. I want to talk to you guys. Chat. Let me know what you guys think about the series and whatnot. And I got told that my top 10 strongest characters list is trash. So I'm gonna need you guys to let me know what you guys think. All right. So, Light, you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, what's up? My name is Light One Films. I talk about Samurai 8 on my channel, Black Clover the anime, and My Hero Academia. Now, a lot of people, are following my channel and stuff for Samurai 8, so that's really awesome. And I'm really happy I picked up the series when originally I was I did not know if I was actually gonna review it weekly until
Mm-hmm.
chapter one, because I was like, I'm not really feeling this too much. But then it just grew up on me.
I feel the same way. I feel the same way. So, all right, I want to talk about Black Clover. How are you feeling about the anime?
I think with the anime, but obviously the main thing, which I stopped talking about in my reviews and stuff, is the animation. Like the animation, a lot of the episodes is really bad,
Mm-hmm.
and that is due to the fact that, and not only that, they barely take breaks. Like the Black Clover animation staff, it's not even the staff's fault. It's like the Shueisha, whoever produces the concept, well,
Yeah.
pays for the animation and stuff. They don't really take breaks. They might take a one break, 1 week or 2 week break once in a blue moon, and that's not a good thing because no matter how much money you throw at a series, like the animation's gonna be bad if it's long running, because it's like it's deadlines every single week. You gotta have an episode release and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I understand from that point, but obviously the fans, when Black Clover got announced, the manga fans and stuff, they wanted to see something with at least really decent animation and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But what we got was like a cluster of different animations and things like that. Which obviously there's a couple episodes here and there where the animation looks really good, really standard and stuff, like major fights. But then there's episodes where it's just like, okay, did this anime come out in 2008 or something? Like,
Oh, bro. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
and it's like it's really funny, right? But at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, over the years, like I don't look at anime and be like, oh, judge it just because of animation. I care
Mm-hmm.
more about the story and what's happening. Like even if the animation is bad, like the Seven Deadly Sins season three,
Mm-hmm.
I still give it a chance and continue watching it and stuff. But if the okay, the only way I would not watch an anime with bad animation if the animation is so bad, like I can't even get into it. Like it just looks that bad. Like you like, okay, this is,
Okay.
it
Yeah.
could be the best story in the world, but if it's like 2 frames per second type stuff, it's like nah, that's not for me.
Did you watch the Kingdom anime?
Kingdom, yes, I did watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I watched Kingdom. Yeah, Kingdom. I watched season 1 and 2, and I got it. This was like years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
when I the only reason I checked out Kingdom because I heard good things about it, but at that time I didn't want to read the manga, so
Yeah.
I checked out the anime, and the CGI in season 1 was horrible.
Bro, it was
Like
so bad.
I
Oh my
I am just
goodness.
I'm not a fan of CGI at all,
At all.
but I pushed through, and then I was like maybe season 2 will be better, and then they season 2 is CGI, but they changed the CGI a little bit, and
Uh-huh.
it looked bad. That's why after because I'm a really big fan of Berserk,
Yes.
and I checked out the 2016 series, I believe. And the first thing I seen episode 1 was CGI. I think I even made a rant on my channel once or
Mm-hmm.
something. I was like, "This is." I think I watched episode 1 and 2. I was like, "This looks horrible,"
Oh
and
my
people are
goodness, bro.
clowning on the series, saying, "Yo, why the PS2 game of Berserk looks
Bro,
better
what?
than the anime?"
Bro, these anime fans, bro, they be ruthless on Twitter. It'd be ridiculous. I feel so bad for some. Oh, they be going after the animators' heads.
Yeah, I feel bad for the animators, but at the same time, it's like
It's like
some sometimes it's really bad
who
though.
allowed you to produce this? Like the Seven Deadly Sins one, it just looked like they
Yeah.
woke up out of bed and they just put something together and they were like, you know what, this is it. and they just went back to sleep.
The thing with the Seven Deadly Sins, that episode, the animation, they outsourced it to like some company, some other
Yeah,
company. It was not even the main animators. But the thing for me is like, how do you? Okay, you outsource the work. It comes back to you. You look at it and say, okay, this looks good enough, and put it up. Like
I'm saying
what?
they,
I understand there's deadlines, but you just like, nah, we don't got time to do anything to fix it. Let's just put it up.
let's just put it out there. They're not gonna say anything. It's all good.
The
Yo,
only
that's
way they'll fix
crazy.
it is in the Blu-ray sets. That's when they fix it. When the Blu-rays come out, like they'll fix it before that happens.
Oh yeah, I agree. Ooh, excuse me. I feel that. So let's talk about this Samurai 8 greatness. All right,
Yeah.
so my last couple videos, I've been talking about how I've been rereading Samurai 8, and I feel like it's a completely different understanding, a different story upon rereading it with the understanding of what we have.
Yeah.
So one of the things I'm starting to kind of think about is like towards like any like the middle. Where do you see like the first middle arc going, like the first long arc?
Okay.
Because
Oh, okay.
going,
Okay, so you said the middle arc.
yeah, like
All right, so in the middle of the series, by then I think like Hashimaru should at least have found, because there's 7 keys. I'll,
yeah,
I'll say 3 to 4 keys would be good, because
hmm
I definitely see Samurai 8 going for a long time, many years, if it continues and stuff and grows,
yeah,
and the fandom grows as well. Plus, the thing is, the fandom is actually really big from what I've seen people talk about, like not the sales, but I'm talking about like
hmm
reading
the
wise, like over 500,000 people or something read it. I was like,
oh
wow,
yeah,
that's
on Manga
crazy.
Plus, yeah, I think it's like
Yeah,
getting close to like total like a million for like the English and the Spanish combined.
yeah.
So
And
it's
that's
getting
just
love out
two
there.
languages. That
Yeah.
that's like that's like really awesome stuff. Hey, what's up, Vash? Uh, it's really awesome and stuff. But back to what I was saying, like in the
hmm
middle arc of Samurai 8, what I see is okay, Hachimaru has 3 to 4 keys
hmm
holders in his ship, going on an adventure still. Maybe defeated 2 or 3 of his brothers, because there is 7 of his brothers. So maybe the same amount of key holders he's traveling with, or something like that. And when it comes to Hashimaru defeating his brothers, I just don't think Hashimaru will do it just by himself. Maybe some, it's like the people he travels with. Maybe one of the key holders defeats one of his brothers
hmm
as well, and that would be really interesting to see, like, because I see so much potential with Samurai 8, and they could do so much. And during the half of it, they probably during the middle of it, like during that arc, the longest
hmm
arc, they'll probably have already traveled to a lot of planets. And I do suspect that Hashimaru and them, they might go to a planet, like, I don't know, next arc, or 2 3 arcs later,
Yeah.
where the arc might be like 20 30 chapters. I definitely could see that happening.
Oh yeah. I
And
think we need that one long arc for him to submit himself to
yeah,
really
definitely.
solidify the story.
And if they have that one really long arc on one planet, I think that will be great, because that will mean we'll get more exploration on the arc. We'll get like
hmm
exploration into the planet and things like that, and that will be awesome, because that's me and a lot of people in the community want to see, like, hey, let them go to a planet, let them interact with the locals, let them have fun. Like, I want to see some like slice of life as well, like some like relaxed stuff,
Yeah. So like
like I
kind of
was.
at the beginning where we were getting all that like the stuff with Anne and Hachimaru where they're like they're building their like little relationship together and whatnot, but you want to see that with more
Yeah,
people, like the
yeah, I definitely want to see that.
civilians. Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like that'll
definitely.
also give Hachimaru like a stronger purpose for wanting to save the galaxy.
Yeah, that would be really interesting, because I even made a video to talk about the next arc. Well, what I want to see in the next arc, and I was
hmm
like, what if they're just in a planet, and there's like, instead of go karts, there's actual ships, and they have like a race or something, like a friendly competition, and one of the
Okay.
racers could be like one of the key holders. I was like, I wouldn't mind seeing something like that. Like, that would be awesome to see, like, because I know Kishimoto takes a lot of inspiration from Star Wars, especially in this series. Like, oh
Yeah.
man. And I'm just excited for what the future has to hold for Samurai 8, and I also want to see more races in Samurai 8, like different types of races and things like that, because we already got the Oni and Benki and things like that.
So
So
Vash said he thinks you're talking about post battle, like when we'll get the more slice of life type of stuff.
yeah, definitely post battle.
Hmm.
And like after this arc, right? Like go to a new planet and then before, yeah, when the next arc starts, like start it off like that.
Yeah.
Like
So
I rather them start it off slice of life and then go to like the serious stuff.
yeah, I feel like the one thing that One Piece does really well, and that like a lot of people, they don't really enjoy, or they don't really see it as like they as hype as other One Piece things and stuff. But I really like the downtime where it's just like them exploring the environment, getting to know the culture. Like, are you in Wano right now?
I am in Wano. I read it
Like,
weekly.
oh, dude, it's like how we've been getting all the stuff with Wano before the Odin flashback, like the stuff with Kawamatsu, the stuff with Ashura you know, getting like Luffy, I mean not Luffy, but Usopp, Frankie, and Robin and Zoro, like just mingling in with the culture and trying to, find out things like that. That's like handled really well, and for me personally, like I enjoy that type of stuff. So I really hope that he's gonna go that route because I feel like it's a telling sign with how he started off the series. That's what he's more aiming for.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I definitely want to see stuff like that because, like you said, Hashimaru, one of his goals is to save the universe, and if he gets connected to more people around different planets and stuff like that during around the universe, he'll care even more and wants to
Exactly.
accomplish his goal even more, and that's really good. And I even said that Hashimaru's other goal is not like so not really that heroic where he wants to get revenge on Ats and stuff like that for
Yes,
killing his
bro.
father. But I'm just like, it's understandable as well. Like,
It is. It is. Like
like
he
Ats had literally killed his dad. Like that's
he
messed up.
oh my God, bro. Like when I was rereading that, I was like, damn, like Atta, he was a bad motherfucker, man. Like, oh my God, bro. Like this dude, oh bro. It wasn't even him. Like that's the crazy part. Like dude, I don't even. Oz is crazy. Like him, he could have came in and beat Binky by himself.
Yeah,
Like
definitely. And not only that, like I think I made a review of something, and then somebody said Atta needs more screen time. And I mean, more manga time. I was like, well, Atta got like basically a full arc to himself. Like
he
even though it's a
did.
clone, like let other enemies and villains shine a little bit. Like we can't have Atta every arc here and
Oh
there.
yeah, bro. Like if we got Oz every arc, like that would just downgrade every. It's like having Daruma every arc. It's
Yeah,
like
definitely.
it's like you're cool, but it's like I need my MC to grow.
It's like
And
having Madaru Uchiha in every arc, which Madaru's awesome, but if he's in every arc, I'm not gonna like his character as much because I'm like, damn, like
this
just
guy,
die already. You're like,
I'm
go
saying, bro,
away.
have y'all not getting rid of this guy yet? Like at all? It's been ridiculous. Like, like I feel like it would take away from Ata if we got him like every arc. Like people, I don't know if you saw the criticisms with the Big Mom stuff, but it was like, oh, Big Mom is coming, Big Mom is coming, Big Mom is coming, but nothing
Oh yeah, I
coming of
remember
it.
that. Yeah,
And so it's like I don't want that with Ata like at all. It's like it's gonna take away from him so much. Like I feel like what we got was like perfect.
yeah,
Like
because Atta himself is like a special character,
like
and like he's really good. Like he's really great character. We'll get more development out of him as well. And then he was, with the clone, like just trolling with that clone. I was like, I was thinking that's a real actor. That's not even his full power. That's a clone of
it's
himself,
not, bro.
and we don't even know how strong the clone is
That's the
either.
thing because Hachimaru couldn't cut it. All right. No matter like how much he put his effort into it, he couldn't do anything. We saw basically Dr. Fruta do like a failed suicide bomb on him. That didn't work. Hagamichi got some damage in, but like when I was reading it, Ata even mentioned like his clone even mentioned that like, oh, I can't even do like air slashes right now. Like this body is pathetic. So it's like Ata's crazy. Ata's crazy. Like he probably could have destroyed that whole planet with half his body. Like that's how crazy this dude was. Like how do you beat how do you be a samurai protector of the planet? No armor, no princess praying for you, not even you, just a clone. Like who should we give more credibility to?
I'm
Like
not gonna lie to you. I forgot that guy's name at the fought in the sky, but it's like he was the thing is the guy the Ata clone fought was not even a fodder, but Ata made him the
he
clone made
did.
him look like a fodder.
He was fodder. I was like this. Like we know, we know he's not fodder. Like we clearly can understand that
Yeah,
from
like
everything we're getting. But it's like he just baby worked him. It was a baby shower.
yeah, like now one thing I didn't like about his character too, the guy that got defeated by Ata's clone. This guy after as he about to die, he's like, "Oh warrior god, why? Like you gotta die with honor. You can't just
Oh
be
yeah,
crying in the end. Like
he
come
went out
on."
soft. He went out soft. He went out soft.
Yeah, like
He went out
damn,
sad, bro.
like he should have just been like, "Strike me down now. Like
Like
let me
Ata
die
didn't have
warrior death or something."
Ata didn't have to do that, man, like that. Ata didn't have to. Like he
The
was.
clone disrespected him. Now, some people they're on the fence on like having these high level characters so far in the series. Like but I'm really happy with it, like planetary level characters and things like that
Hmm.
introduced early on in the series because it's just awesome and leaves you with a lot of speculation to scale, like Hashimaru and friends, like towards the end of the series, and especially
Yes.
how strong Hashimaru will become because he already has the white shining samurai soul sword, which
Yeah.
it just shows his purity and things like that.
That's just the
And
tip of the iceberg with him, and that's crazy.
if that's the case, like it's funny how when I talk about Samurai 8, like I just think of stuff on the fly. But like, what if there's like a okay pure Samurai Soul sword, and then there's a negative one, like a pure black one, like pure
Yes.
malice and things like that. Like that'd be really interesting. And it goes back to the Star Wars thing, like the light side. It's not the light side. I forgot what it's
The good side,
the dark
basically.
side and then the light, whatever it is
Yeah.
called. Yes, stuff like that. And Kishimoto, it's a smart person. He made Naruto Gaiden, and she putting all that stuff. So I definitely see a lot of potential in Samurai 8, and with Okubo's artwork that has improved immensely. Like I
It
see
has.
a lot of great things in the future as well with the series.
So one of the things I want to touch on, and like I'm agreeing with you, is that like we're kind of getting that good side and bad sides, the good side and the dark side kind of thing going, because we saw multiple times with Benkei, like his samurai soul was corrupted, like it had dark, dark energy and dark aura inside of it. So it's like I wonder what's the extent of that? Like what's the peak that can go? Is that like the bloodsucker sword that we got in the first chapter? Because that kept Hachimaru alive, basically. And it's like it's crazy to think like where the samurai souls can go in the future too. Because we've seen Hachimaru's his sword's able to change like whenever him and Anne are like fighting like at their max intensity. That it gets that sparkling white color, and essentially it's like it takes them to a different level. Like he cut Benkei in half, and I didn't think he could do that at all.
Yeah, that's true. With what you're saying, and another thing, Benki, he's a samurai, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a princess, and it's crazy that he's obviously he's that strong because he got all those keys and things like that. But
Hmm.
that's really impressive.
Oh yeah, Benkei
And
definitely deserves credibility. We'll talk
yeah,
about that though.
and what you were saying with Hashimaru and Princess Anne and how Hashimaru gets his amped and stuff with the princess, the harder the princess prayer is, and not only that, the stronger their bond is. Like it looks like Hashimaru, as their bond grows with his bond grows with Anne and stuff, I think he might be able to slice anything. Like even like later on in the series, like that would be really insane. I definitely want to see like a scene maybe Hashimaru is fighting a person with another holder, like a
Yeah,
gigantic one, and then he's like, "This is." He's like, he just says something like, "This is child's play to me," and then slices the holder in half.
oh,
That
that'd
would
be
be
fire. That'd
insane.
be. I think
I
that's.
would be
I
like,
think that's
damn.
after the time skip. That's after the time skip.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
definitely after
Like,
the time skip. That's definitely. Oh my god, bro. I mean,
because Hashimaru
we're already
needs
seeing
more
some
training
epic
too now.
stuff from him though. Like just for like base Hachimaru and
Yeah,
him starting out and whatnot. Like he had to fight Ata, obviously that helped him, I think, grow like immensely in terms of like making his will stronger and finding his courage and whatnot. But like just from like the many fights he's had this arc, like to be able to go from having to injure himself to be Ryu to, even though Ryu wasn't at full power, but like kind of push him a little bit and get that
yeah,
what's up Dizzy? What's up? But he was able to push Ryu a little bit. Um Even though we haven't seen Ryu at full strength. So it's like Hachimaru's grown a lot. Like a lot. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. Or like they feel like he's grown too fast. But I feel like where he's at is like where it needs to be.
yeah. I agree with you. And the thing is, just because he grew so much doesn't mean that's it. There's a cap to his growth. I definitely see Hashimaru growing even more in the future. And I definitely can't wait for your video about comparing the first 30 chapters of Samurai 8 to Naruto
Hmm.
on that because if I'm not mistaken, Naruto also grew a lot during his time with the Sabus arc and things like that. It's like in just in one arc, and
He did.
Kishimoto as a mangaka, he makes his characters like the main characters, except for Sakura, grow like pretty fast and things like that. So
Yeah.
uh, I'm really happy with that, and I definitely like Dizzy said. I want to see Ryu's backstory as well. Maybe that could be the next art what that's focused on because Sanda actually promised Ryu, okay, I'll find you out your real name and all that stuff because they have their bond there as well, which is really cool and stuff. And I wonder if I don't think this is gonna happen. Like if there could be a male princess,
That's a
maybe
good
not.
question. That's a good question.
I don't know if Kishimoto will go that direction, but if he does, that'll be interesting. But what I really want to see, besides obviously Yasha, is another female samurai and a key holder. Like, because I was talking about that, and somebody in my comments actually said
Hmm.
if that happens, they don't want to see it be like a third wheel type thing or a love triangle. I don't
Oh
want to see
yeah,
that either.
I
I
don't
just
want
want to
no
see it.
love triangles, bro. No love triangles. Please
Yeah, I just want to
spare us.
see a strong female samurai key holder join Hashimaru on his journey and stuff, and that would be really cool.
Like I want that. I feel like the with the princesses, like there's I feel like it's not like something that's like limited to them, but I feel
Hmm.
like it's something they kind of like. What's the word? I feel like it's like I posted on my Twitter, but I think it's like an innate ability that you're kind of
Hmm.
born with because it says that when Anne was first introduced, that when she lost her locker ball, that she got it during an initiation rite. Like, so what I'm assuming is that like that's a trial or ceremony where they go out and they find the locker balls. And she even mentioned when she was searching for the locker ball that like there were so many out there from when the first time she found hers. So I feel like there's like an affinity that you're kind of born with where like you're sensitive to like nature or gravity and stuff like that
Yeah,
because I feel like there's a reason like hidden in there why they were doing those flower arrangements and stuff like that because it's crazy that she's able to feel like the locker ball's gravity even though they're underneath the earth. And when Hachimaru went to destroy the moon, or whenever she's praying to Hachimaru, she's able to touch like the little light or the I'm calling it the gravity, and she's able to increase its power. So I don't think I think like I'm saying, like I think it's just something like you're born with. So I don't think it could just be limited to females. I think it could be male or female. We just haven't been gotten there yet.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying and stuff. Like that's really interesting. Like maybe you are born, like some people are born with the ability, and then to become a princess. Obviously, even if you have the ability, like you, that doesn't guarantee you becoming a princess because there's the whole
Exactly.
process and things like that. And that's actually really good, a really great theory, right there. Which I think I saw you on Twitter talking about that and stuff, the
Hmm.
gravity and things like that, which is really interesting concept. And one concept I always be thinking about is
Yeah.
Hashimaru and his gravitational pull towards others. Like, because Daruma was saying,
Yes.
like, it's so strong where it's like, not you're not only going to attract like good guys, you can attract enemies as well towards you. And I'm like, wow, that's so interesting because it's like a double-edged sword. It's like, yes, you'll get closer to the key holders, but at the same time, enemies will be closer to you as well. And
Exactly.
that's what happened with Benki, which is like wow,
Oh
like
yeah.
they went to that planet thinking he was a key holder, and it wasn't. It was an enemy.
Oh my God. So, and that's another thing. When I was rereading Samurai 8, and I was starting to kind of understand the what Daruma was talking about, where Hachimaru has like such a strong attraction or pull to him. We kind of get that with Anne, where she's like when she's praying and she's standing next to him for the first time, just like there's like this big ball of like energy around him, and that's just kind of how she sees it, but she sees it as like it's able to like brighten up everything around them. So
A-
I think that's a little bit of what Daruma was kind of talking about.
And when Anne prays really hard, I don't remember if this happened or not.
Hmm.
Did she have a nosebleed or no?
She did, yeah.
Okay, so that's really awesome. That's really interesting. That the harder she prays, the stronger Hashimaru gets. And I'm just so happy, like the official translations is what we're getting like now. There's
Oh,
probably still some
yes.
scanlations somewhere out there that
I
suck,
haven't even
but
looked for him. I haven't even looked for him.
yeah,
I mean, I
I'm just
read
happy
the
with the
One Piece
official
one
translation.
because it's One Piece, and
Yeah,
I know that if I don't, read the One Piece chapter, like I'm gonna get spoiled. So it's like One
I, I,
Piece, like I can
I,
suffer a little bit because I know that I'll wait for the official.
yeah.
But for Samurai 8, especially like to understand things and to understand the story like perfectly, you really need to read the official. Like
Like I'm still waiting on One Piece, like the chapter this week,
really,
because I already know people already made their reviews. I didn't even watch none of it because it's like I don't care if I get spoiled. I'll still read it. But
yeah,
I was like, One Piece has been such a good series right now that I actually don't
you've
want
been,
to be surprised for once.
yeah. One Piece it's just been hitting its stride. It's like old, like you can really tell what's like everything is building up to a point with everything going on. It's just really dope getting the Odin flashback. Like Odin
And
greatness,
I
Odin
definitely
season.
with um Samurai 8, I seen like the community's so cool like right now. Like
Yeah.
I seen animation of Samurai 8, which I was like, what? People are making their own little animations of it. The fan art looks amazing. Wow, like
Oh
there's
yeah,
a
it
lot of
does, bro.
Samurai fan art. It's like so awesome. And then the cover art for the English release and stuff like that looks amazing. Like for the
It
manga,
does.
like they Kishi Okuba's putting in a lot of work. Like
He has.
it's just looks really nice and
And
stuff. So
you can really tell his growth um as an artist over the 30 chapters. Like you can really tell how much he's really grown and developed over from that first chapter to chapter 33, where like it completely feels like a different story. Like the art has really picked up, and I really can't wait to pick up those volumes. They're only 10
yeah,
bucks, so I'm happy.
yeah, I can't wait for the volumes either. Like this Samurai is one of those series that it's been a while since I was like, I can't wait to buy a manga volume. Like the last series was like Kimetsu no Yaiba, which I still got to pick up the. I'm
Hmm.
waiting for this month. for the next volume to come out, so I could, because I'm 3 volumes behind.
Mm-hmm.
Once the next one drops, so I'm gonna get all of those. But yeah, like Samurai, it's really special to me. Like it's
It.
such a great series, and I wish more people gave it a chance because
Yeah.
some people they dropped it after the first 2 chapters, first chapter, or they just heard things about it and they never picked it up. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm also happy that larger content creators and stuff cover well don't cover it, but talk about it once in a while because that spread awareness about the series. Because
Mm-hmm.
for example, for Never World, he was talking about Boruto, like the boyhood arc which was
Yeah.
happening, and I was on Crunchyroll watching one of the episodes. And I go to the comments on Crunchyroll. It's like, oh, I'm watching this because Fernando was talking about it. I was like, yes,
Really.
we need that for Samurai 8 because
Yeah. We
more
just
the
need
more people
like
that talk about it, the better.
we just need one or two to pick it up. But I think it's like the overall just negativity that it got from
Hmm.
like the first couple chapters where everyone was like, "Oh, this is trash." This is like that was like an overall consensus. Like there was a
Yeah,
lot of people saying it was trash, and so it's like now that it's starting to it's hit its space, hit its stride, and Kishimoto is finally ready to get into the actual story and Hachimaru's journey. People are starting to like, oh, okay, this is actually pretty good.
yeah,
And,
definitely agree with you and stuff with that. Like if I just want like maybe even Giguk if you ever watch his videos.
mm-mm. But who?
He's like Giguk.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check him out.
He's like
Gigak?
he's like yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
All right.
So he basically is like a big YouTuber. He doesn't do review. Well, he does reviews sometimes, but he does like a video like once every month or a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like really well like analyzed analytical videos and things like that.
That's
Like
dope.
maybe if he talks about Samurai 8, that would be massive because it's like one a lot of people don't even know that Kishimoto has a new manga out. Like
Yeah, that's
some people
true.
be like Samurai 8, what is that? Like
Oh, this
so.
Kishimoto. Kishimoto got a new manga, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, if he makes one video talking about samurai, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever,
Yeah.
something like that, that would be really awesome for the series. Because normally he averages a lot of, over like 500,000 on his videos. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like that would bring more and more fans to the samurai community and things like that. So yeah, and another thing that I hear is some people say that samurai it's cliche, but
How's it
it's like
cliche?
obviously there's some cliche elements,
Yeah,
but
I mean, like,
every
there's always gonna
shonen,
exactly every shonen follows like this typical set formula.
yeah, like main character cares about his friends, doesn't want them hurt, things
Yeah,
like that. Like obviously that's gonna happen,
it's just a different spin
and
on it.
structure of samurai how it began, well, how it developed and stuff with Hashimaru, where his goal in the beginning, I want to become a samurai. One, then later, he becomes a samurai. Then he wants to get revenge. Then he wants to save the world. Like he has multiple goals. Where
Yeah,
some series was maybe like it has you guessing, like Bleach. Like, okay, what is Ichigo's goal? Oh, just protect his friends. That's it. Like, I like that. It's established. Like Hashimaru knows what he wants to do and things like that.
yeah,
And
and
I think just makes the story flow better.
and I like how when I was reading earlier, like he was saying like, oh, I want to be like Fudo and like I want to be like this great big samurai warrior, and like and I like how he grew from that to where he's now like, okay, like I want to be a good son for my dad. I want to live like the way he taught me how to live, and I want to save the galaxy. I want to save Anne, but I also want to kill Otto. And so like I like how he kind of put everything in a perspective, and like how he kind of came of age through everything that happened to him, if that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, yeah, because he's been through a lot. He's been through a lot. In your future video that you're making with a comparison to
Hmm.
Naruto, are you going to talk about the first Naruto arc and stuff like that compared to how Samurai 8's arcs has been?
Yeah, so I dropped a part one earlier today.
Okay.
because I ended up only talking about the first 15 because I ended up talking for like an hour. And I was
Okay.
like,
Okay.
I felt like there was just so much to go over. And if like we're really gonna talk about comparing the two series, like we have to really, get into the differences, what the characters go through and stuff like that. And so one of my main big talking points that I got really stuck on for like 20 minutes was like the comparison between Naruto and Hachimaru in their first chapters, and well, and Samurai 8 in their first chapters. Like Naruto, it just kind of gives you the Nine Tails Fox background. Like it attacked a village, its tails can lay out mountains and whatnot like that. And then it was sealed into a child. And then you meet Naruto. And then you just immediately go on Naruto's adventure, right? And so you start to understand Naruto, why the villagers hate him, how he feels, why he wants to be a ninja, why he does the things that he does. Whereas with Samurai 8, it's like you just immediately get thrown like into outer space, into like some mystical stuff going on with Yasha and Daruma talking about their callings and whatnot. And then you jump into a fight, and it's like, well, what the heck happened? It's like
It's like you're a roller coaster. You don't even the ride doesn't even start. You're just on it. It's like,
exactly,
all right, let's go.
exactly. Like it just like, all right, well, you're here, you got on, now you're at the top. It's like so
Yeah.
much was going on so fast with Samurai 8, and I think what hurt it really bad was the art too. Like it was like, okay, it's like I feel like people would have, not necessarily liked it better, but I feel like they would have, had a more they wouldn't have hated it as bad if the art was as clean
Yeah, I definitely do agree with you.
because that art was
Um,
just terrible, bro. Like the dust was the same color as the buildings. The buildings were the same color as the ground. It was just like, what
yeah, and
the
it
hell
was
is
hard
going
to
on?
like differentiate like what was happening sometimes. Like in like
Yes,
really, it'd be like, oh man, what the heck had just happened in this panel? So yeah, the art has come a long way.
it
So
has.
I'm really happy about that. And also like the characters, this is one thing that Samurai is doing great. Like I'm caring about the like other characters obviously besides the
Yes,
protagonist, because a lot of series have the problem where they introduce a lot of characters, or there have to be a lot of characters, for example My Hero
yeah.
Academia. Then a lot of the characters you don't end up caring for them because like
They don't get
even if we
expounded
get their
on.
backstory, they barely show up in the series. Like
Yep.
they once in a blue moon and things like that. But no, in Samurai 8, we're getting, the main crew right now: Ryu, Daruma, Princess Anne, Hashimaru, Sanda, and we got their progression through their
Yep.
own little mini arc with Ryu and Sanda, and then even Banky got his progression as well because we saw what is snake he was. But yeah, like
Yep.
everybody is getting their own little progress, except for like, did the first villain, did we know why he became a Ronin, a Ronin samurai?
No, and I was really interested in Ronan actually. I
Yeah,
hope
because
Ron,
that was
I hope Ronan just doesn't disappear like that.
yeah, maybe in the future we'll see like maybe another Ronin samurai where he
Like
was
a
like, okay,
flashback
I'm
or
tired of
something.
being a samurai, or yeah, something like that would be really really interesting. Well, now that I think about it, I actually would like to see a character in the future that maybe he likes fighting a lot and he wants to like, those
The
type of
cliche
characters.
battle hard
Yeah,
villain. Yes.
yeah, though, like the one that's like, I want to be the strongest or something like that. Like that
Like
that'd be interesting if he meets Hashimaru or something.
like the
He's like,
Kenpachi.
hey,
Like a
yeah, like the
Kenpachi.
Kenpachi of Samurai 8.
Yes, bro.
That
Oh
would
my
be
god,
really
bro.
awesome.
That'd be hype. That'd be hype. Cause he wouldn't care. He wouldn't care about it. He wants you to cut him.
Yeah,
Like
and
that'd be epic, bro.
what I'm looking forward to is like the future key holders and their character designs. That's one thing I'm like, oh man, how they gonna look? Because I really like Bleach had a lot of cool looking characters. Not
They
talking about
did.
that. Like Kenpachi. Kenpachi's actually one of my favorite characters.
Yup. Goat. Oh,
Um,
my friend
r-
Dizzy, he said, the Ronin dude has such a clean design.
yeah, the Ronin dude did have a clean design as
He,
well.
he did.
A
I
lot of
like,
characters have really cool designs.
yeah, I like how he was like, use this to commit seppuku. And I'm like, come on, bro. Like, get this man out of here. Get this man out of here.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be
Now,
at such random times. It's like, come on, bro.
it still haunts me that Nanashi committed it and then supposed presumably died, and I was like, damn.
Oh, dude, that hurt me. That
Yeah,
chapter was
like
so impactful, but like, I feel like that chapter, like, it solidified. Okay, like I know for sure I'm gonna stick around for the long haul. Like that was a really, really solid chapter, like from start to finish.
and I'm still waiting. I'm not gonna lie, that is still my favorite chapter. I'm still waiting for a chapter that it's so insane, like that it's like okay, then this is my new favorite chapter. But the Nanashi stuff is my favorite. I also like the chapter of Dharma used his true form. That was really awesome for a couple. I think it was like a couple minutes or whatever.
Hmm. Oh, and I like how it felt like it was 10 minutes. I like how it felt like, cause you know how he was saying, oh, this form is only gonna last 10 minutes, and then he fought BK, and then it was pretty much one chapter. It wrapped up in one chapter. Whereas you'll get that typical, oh, the planet's gonna blow up, or we have to wait 10 minutes for the main character to come back, and it's like 5 chapters.
You would get that Goku versus Frieza talk about
Yes,
this is
bro.
only 5 minutes. Yeah, 50 episodes later. Yeah,
It's like
right.
how, how,
Yeah.
how. So it's like I really like how it was like one chapter, and I like how it was just like a tip of the iceberg for Daruma.
I'm looking at chapter one right now, and Hachimaru, like when he was bedridden and stuff, was sick.
Yeah.
Like he has those tubes connected to his back. Like that reminded me of like Madaru Uchiha from Naruto. It's like,
Oh
oh,
yeah. There's
like
definitely some
Kishi.
references in there. There's definitely some references in there.
Yeah,
When
yeah,
Hachimaru
definitely.
was he was I think he was looking back at his dad when his dad was like dying on the ground or whatever, and like he was fighting Atu, and he looked
Yeah.
back, he kind of looked like Obito.
Yeah, there is Naruto references. I do agree with you. Now looking back at it, I just saw the Ronin dude again, and his design looks really epic as well. Something funny is like the chapter that Daruma used his true form.
Yeah.
People are like, "Is this Naruto fused with Kakashi or something?" I was like,
How?
that's pretty
That's funny though. That is fun. Yo, the rumor memes be hilarious, man. Like I'm just can y'all stop calling this man? Like I saw someone was saying like, oh, he should have the same voice actor as Kakashi, and I'm like, I don't feel like Daruma and Kakashi are like the same character.
If
What do you
Samurai
think?
8 ever gets an anime, please, Studio Peria, do not pick it up.
Oh, you already
Cause
know.
that's who did Naruto Shippuden. No, 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 no. We don't need a long running samurai anime, and then next thing
Make
you
it
know, we get like
seasonal.
50 episodes of fillers.
Make it seasonal.
Yeah, seasonal. Any other studios, 13, 25 episodes, whatever it may be, and that will be really good. I definitely do. I do think okay, if Samurai continues and for a long time, I definitely do see it getting an anime, and
Hmm.
if it gets adapted by the right studio, get the right soundtrack, good opening, good ending, like I
That's
will
gonna
see
pop.
it. Yeah, I would definitely see it being really gigantic and stuff like that. Which Hiro Mashima, the creator of uh, Fairy Tale Eden Zero, 100 Year, not 100 Year Quest. I think he works
I
on that
think,
too. But
yeah,
a lot of different series. Like he said, he has important announcements for 2020. So that might mean we might get an Eden Zero anime. So that's gonna be really interesting if that does happen. So I
that'd be
definitely maybe
exciting.
in 2021, late 2021, or maybe 2022, if
Uh-huh.
Samurai 8 gets up there, like we could get another Kishimoto work as an anime, and I'll be really ecstatic,
That'd be
especially
fantastic. With today's animation, it's
with
perfect.
yeah, the anime. like in an anime format, I think Samurai will even bloom even more because like some of the fights, like I said, they're hard to
Yeah.
follow. But in an anime, you see everything that's happening, like with the movements and things like that. So and they could add a little extra stuff to maybe shorter fights that you
Hmm.
might have been like, oh, I wish this was a little bit longer. Like that would be awesome to see.
So, I know we touched on Ryu a little bit, but what do you think is gonna be his character arc? What do you think he where do you think he lost his memories from? What was the former samurai used to be, and like what happened to him?
Oh, so you mean okay? So Ryu, I think that I think it was Disney that said this on the
Uh-huh.
Discord or something. Somebody was telling me about the different key holders and how so far that the theory is that each key holder has their name starts with like a Japanese letter name or whatever. Like
Yeah.
so,
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
uh,
I've
Ha-
seen that.
yeah, Hachimaru, Hachi 8, and things like that. So Ryu, I think he might be a key holder, right?
Hmm.
I But then his name doesn't really start with anything like that. But maybe that's not his real name, right? Maybe
Yeah.
that's just a name that
Yeah.
Sanda just gave him for right now because he doesn't even remember who he is.
Yeah, that's what I think
So
is what happened because he couldn't even remember Ryu. So I think Sonda gave him that name.
mm,
Definitely. I think Sonda gave him that name.
so that's not his true name, right?
Yeah.
And I think he probably is from a very important school because I believe in the last chapter. I don't know if it was it a reference to him that used the school style, like some
Yeah.
school style.
It was
Yeah,
Sen said he was like, "Oh, is he a part of the Gundadis too?"
yeah. So if that is the case, then maybe he's part of that school. And what if he's like the son of like the headmaster or something like that?
That'd be cool. That'd be cool because
Oh, and the
well,
thing is, like, how did he lose his memory? Like, that would be really
yeah,
interesting.
maybe he got like hacked or something because we've seen Daruma, he was able to hack Benkei's memory. So maybe that could be a thing where you can like hack a samurai's key and like delete all their memories or something. Or maybe he had to like do like a forced delete or something.
And talking about that as well, like the Ususama school, they were the one that created the Angry Warheads, and that it brings the questions like, what
Yeah.
else will they create? Well, they have in their arsenal in the future with the black market and things like that. Like that's really scary to think about. Like, oh
Oh, dude,
wow.
the Ususama's gonna go crazy. The Ususama, like, how do you make the angler warheads? All right, you made the samurai keys to the box artificially, and then you create a device that's capable of eliminating samurai souls. Like, it. What are they doing?
Yeah,
Maybe,
and
maybe it's like a situation where they're not like really strong, but like they have like quantity. So like they have to beef them up somehow.
and like you were asking earlier, you were like, what do you think the old samurais were? I think in one of I don't know if it was one of your videos or
Uh-huh.
I forgot where it was, but you were like, one of the covers we got in Samurai was like I think Hashimaru coming out of this tank looking like robotic looking
Yes.
armor thing. Like I think so. Like what if I agree with you, like maybe the samurai of the past, like there was no samurai like that could regenerate or
Yeah.
anything like that until the locker balls were found one day, and maybe nobody that did it seppuku or whatever near it, maybe somebody actually died near a locker ball and came
Mm-hmm.
back and they're like, oh wow, like
Works.
this person actually died, or maybe like if somebody got executed next to it or something happened in the past and then they realized, okay, the locker ball is the key to making immortal samurai. And
Yeah.
well, they're not immortal, but in a
Pretty
sense, like
much.
almost immortal
Pretty
samurai
much.
and
Yeah.
things like that. But in the past world, well, the centuries ago, the samurai may have just been regular warriors. Then
Hmm.
the technology got more advanced, and then they developed these humanoid things to fight in as well, to for more protection and things like that. Or it could have just been an aesthetic thing to make it look cool in the cover, but. Like
Oh
that would
yeah,
be even awesome to connect it. Like if they actually do make a reference to those things in the cover, and you were right all along, and they're like, "Oh yeah,
because
this is
like
what
w-
happened."
one of the things that like really attaches me to One Piece, and I'm gonna get to Dizzy's comment in a minute, but one of the things that really attaches me to One Piece is that we get that exploration of the pastimes. Like we get all these different races and clans and whatnot from like 500 years ago, 800 years ago, and we get all these references and whatnot before the time of like we're currently in. So I would really like for Samurai 8 to go that route with storytelling because I feel like that would be perfect because you have to explain how Fudo Mio found. You have to explain the boxes to begin with. You have to explain Fudo Mio getting to the boxes because it appears they're in outer space and whatnot. And like, was he human? Was like he a different race? Like, we have to figure all that out. So like, I really hope we get some in-depth history. But what
And
do you think?
that's another thing. Yeah, what you just said. I've always been talking about this. Like, is Fudo Mio? It's like warrior god just a title, or is he's actually a god? Like
Yeah,
that's like the main question. And talking about the boxes and stuff. What if he created the boxes and maybe he maybe he thought like mankind could have done, or well, it's not just mankind because
yeah,
this is our
all the
different planet.
races.
The planet that Hashimaru was on is probably not even Earth, but
Yeah,
mortals or whatever, he will lead it up to the strongest ones that could acquire the boxes to do whatever they want with the universe and stuff like that. But if the title of warrior god, if warrior god is just a title and anybody could attain it if
yeah.
they defeat Fudo, like that would be an insane battle to tell you the truth and stuff. But yeah,
Oh,
the mythology of Samurai 8, the world and stuff, I definitely can't wait to see more of it. Maybe we'll even see like towards the end, like the creator of like everything. Like I don't
yeah.
know. Like that's like
No,
far fetched, but it'd be cool to
no,
see.
I don't think it's far-fetched because I think we have to explain like because we are getting different races and different beings out there. So at some point, like I feel like this is my own head canon and where I want things to go. Like we got that glimpse of like the spacesuit and whatnot. What if like before we got like the human beings, they went out into the galaxy and they explored and then, they called themselves samurai and whatnot, and then they went on into the galaxy because we see humans in a lot of different places around the galaxy and how they're able to fly and whatnot. And we also got Fudo Mio, who left all this technology behind. And one of the things that we got in the first chapter was that Ronan, he was like, hey, I can walk through space freely. Like, I don't need to breathe or like, I don't need that type of oxygen or anything. So what if, like, Fudo Mio is from a time where, like, humans, they were exploring the galaxies and whatnot?
That will actually be really interesting as well. And would you know what would be even crazier? What if Fudomio
Mhm.
actually sent the locker balls to different planets to create Sam? Well, because maybe he was bored or being like the strongest or something like that, or
Okay.
maybe and then he just sent it out there, or maybe he thought like the universe could use stronger beings to protect their cosmos or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like that that would be really interesting as well.
Mhm.
And the bigger thing is like I was just thinking about this. What if Samurai 8 exists in another universe in the Naruto verse?
That'd
Like
be interesting to see. Like, we just stop
that
by the
would be
Leaf
crazy.
Village. We just stop by the Leaf Village. That'd be crazy.
Like imagine this: a Samurai 8 and Naruto crossover movie.
That
Like what?
you can make it happen, and you can make it
Yeah,
work.
that would be really interesting. Disney was saying, okay, the theory. Okay, he actually was the one that I think said this.
Yeah.
Santa means third key, Nanashi seventh key, Hashimaru eighth key, San means three, Nana seven, and Hachi eight. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I think
Wait,
Ryu
wait,
was
wait.
six. I think one is like I forgot how it's spelled, but one of them does start with an R, if I remember correctly.
Okay, let me think. So is Ichi, which is one, Ni is two, San is three, Yon is four, five is no, I think I'm wrong. Oh man, I don't even have. I actually, it's funny because I have a notebook full of Japanese
Uh-huh.
terms because I was like, studying. Well, I was studying
You
Japanese
studying
and stuff.
kanji and stuff?
Okay, here we go. So it's Ichi, Ni, San, Yon. Go is five.
Hmm.
Loku is six. Nana is seven, and eight is Tachi.
Okay, yeah, it was Roku. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll see how things develop later on and stuff like that.
Hmm.
As I definitely got to catch up and start studying Japanese once again to become more knowledgeable about stuff. Maybe one day I'll start reading manga in Japanese, and then I will cross
The
the border from
struggle.
otaku
The
to
struggle.
something else.
The
Yeah.
struggle is real. So, what do you think about Kotiga and Sanda and everything that's going on with them and well him and his backstory and him and Big K's relationship?
I think it's also amazing writing by Kishimoto because it's like, after we got all of that, like even you yourself was surprised where we got to see the part where Sanda was like, you killed my mother, and then Venki was like, so what are you gonna do about it? I was like, damn,
I was
no
like, yo,
remorse, no nothing. He did do was a savage. I was like, damn, like,
yo,
is
and they
this
still
real?
haven't got Big K out of here. That's the problem. They still have not got
He's
this man out of here.
yeah, he's. I'm not gonna
You,
lie, they gotta kill this man. Like, don't put him in prison.
I'm
Yo,
saying, bro, get this man out of here, bro. Like Big, and the fact that okay, so I, s- I I didn't feel the threat from Benkei like I felt with Zabuza from Naruto because I feel
yeah,
like Zabuza and how his character really felt that he was a threatening character, right? With Benkei, he's not threatening because he's not skilled, but that dude like he is intellectual as hell. Like Benkei put in work.
yeah.
That the entire arc, like putting everything together. He was in command of the whole situation, even when Daruma was beating his ass. Like, I think Daruma, eventually would have killed him, obviously,
That
um,
if he had a little bit more time, he would have killed him.
but Benkei as a whole, man, like Benkei, he put in work. I think he would have got out of there just fine if it wasn't for Daruma, whooping his ass. I think it
Somebody
would have
actually
been. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say somebody actually told me like, what if there's a locker? Well, I don't think it's gonna happen, but
Hmm.
they were like, what if there's a locker ball in Benki's holdership or whatever, and that would have been cool to see like you know Sanda become a samurai and things like that. But then again, we gotta think about okay, Sanda knows the truth. Okay, you switched the blood. That was not my blood. I didn't become a samurai
Yeah,
and all that stuff. But then we gotta take it step backward and realize like Sanda, even if there was a locker ball present next to him, and even if his probability was higher, it's like one, will he truly want to become a samurai? And two, it's just like he might have paranoia, PTSD because of what happened in the past when he was younger, and his father's like, no, you'll be all right. Let me just stab you and
I
stuff.
know.
And,
Yeah,
you know,
I feel like he does have a little PTSD, a little PTSD because when we were getting his flashback and everything, and before that, like he really had some hate towards samurai, and I feel
yeah.
like that stems from everything that happened with Yoshitsune. Like, I think for him, for Sanda, I think you need a purpose as to why you want to become a samurai in order to become a samurai. And so I don't think Sanda has found that purpose yet.
Well, I don't think that may
If
necessarily be
uh,
true because the Ronin samurai. He okay, maybe you're right. Okay, but the thing is, become a samurai, all you need to do have is a high probability. But I know what you're trying to say.
Hmm.
Like you don't just want to be a samurai. Oh, okay, I became a samurai for no reason. Like that's like it's pretty dumb.
It's because it's how it was explained from Ronan. Like it said that like you have to be deemed worthy by the
Mhm.
locker ball for it to, allow you to become a samurai. And so going based off that for me, like I feel like everyone at one point had to have like some type of reason that they wanted to become a samurai, right? And when Ronin, even when he told Hachimaru to commit seppuku, and Hachimaru was like, "How do I know I can trust you?" He was like, "I haven't forgot like my noble samurai ways." So I think that there is a tie-in somewhere in there because we see that Ata, even though he wants to destroy everything, which is I don't really know if that's what Fudomiya wanted, but
Well,
he did leave behind
yeah,
two
Atta,
balls.
he does
Go,
want to destroy everything, but then he wants to recreate everything in his, you
exactly.
know, which is interesting. I always forget the name of the other lock. Well, it's not even a locker ball. The other one is Pandora's box. The other box, I forgot the name of
I
it.
think it's like Mandala, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's really interesting. Like that even goes even further. Like Kishimoto's showing like even these legendary box and stuff. Like
Hmm.
one is good and one is evil. Like one destroys everything, one recreates everything. It's like that's the theme of good versus evil is like really big in this manga, really
Oh yeah.
prevalent and stuff.
And I really like how we gave Hachimaru the chance to do either. Like he basically is able to either destroy it or, save it. And so it's like he can go with Hachimaru however he wants to.
And I also like that Kishimoto also showed like greed embody the embodiment of greed, which is Benki,
Yeah.
basically, because he wanted the keys, he wanted power, he wanted all Yoshitsune had. Then he only trusts his money and things like that. Like that's really good writing right there. Like a villain, like Benki is a really great written villain in my opinion.
Oh, dude, Binky was fantastic, phenomenal from start to finish. Like,
Mm.
you feel like he was in control of everything. Like, obviously Daruma kind of threw, a wrinkle in his plan. Like, it's Daruma. Like,
Yeah.
that's why we've, talked about it where it's like Daruma could probably be a bad thing to have around long term. But Binky was in control of everything. Like that's why I was saying, like, I don't think Commander Sin was beating Binky. I don't think Ryu was beating Benkei, especially when he went into that giant ship holder. That thing was crazy.
Yeah, I don't think none of them could have beaten them if he went into that. Plus, right now, well, they're fighting, like I said before. Well, I haven't said it here, but
Yeah,
I said in my videos, like, this is not him at his 100% power and things
exactly.
like that. So, no, he's still strong, but he's not 100%. And then the mobility issue because he's merged right now with his shoulder and stuff. He
Yeah,
doesn't look to be that fast.
I noticed that when I was doing my review of that chapter, I was like, yo, how the hell did Kotuga, I mean Sanda speed blitz Benkei? Like I'm like, yo, this is crazy. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
are humans fast now? I'm like, I expect Samurai to have some feats here, but I understood now that like Benkei, he wasn't in like his normal human body. Like he's attached to this giant mass of an animal. And so it's like he's just kind of locked there. If that thing
Also,
doesn't move, he's not moving.
Sanda has his father's samurai soul sword. That's another thing. It's like no ma- even if the user okay, is this the case if the user dies, the samurai soul sword still lives on?
The samurai. So yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay,
We
okay.
saw that. I think it was like chapter 4. Um, I think remember when Daruma went to go get the horse samurai's the Ronin samurai's horse,
Yeah.
and then in that little alley, I mean not alley, but like in that little hideaway or whatever, he had the samurai soul, the locker ball, and the key placed in different areas, and then he had like the holder in like one spot. So it all still remains like it's all in that one thing.
Yeah, because I think I remember what you're talking about because there was another samurai soul sword, and then Dharma, I think I don't know if it was Dharma. He was like, "Wait, is it?" Or somebody was like, "Isn't that somebody's sword or
Oh
something?"
yeah, Ata was like that too. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's actually really interesting and stuff. I also talked about what I don't know, after so many reviews you forget, but I
yeah.
talked about a samurai soul sword, maybe or a special sword or something like because Hashimaru's father was making anti-samurai, you know,
Weapons. Yep.
that mech thing. So maybe somebody even made another one, like a sword that actually either decreases the rate of the regeneration or eliminates the samurai's regeneration, and if it slashes at any part of their body, like that would be.
Oh,
I think
dude.
that would be awesome. That would
Like
be awesome.
what I want, what I really want, and I know this is like against like what most people are like kind of feeling about Sandin. I kind of want him to be a human, but he goes through like, he has a samurai soul, obviously, he can use his dad's or whatever, but like I want to see a character, maybe not Sonda, but just a character that's like a basic, race or whatever that's just using technology to keep up. And so I would really like if they had like different types of weapons, like swords or whatever, that like seals off their healing because there are samurai techniques now that we've seen with the Ruma where they can do that. So that'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty. But it's like, what kind of technology is? Because it seemed like Otto was surprised when Dr. Furuta had it. He was like, "Oh, you finished that like by yourself?" So I wonder what type of technology they working with, and that would explain why the Ususama are so like feared in the galaxy. Again, that's why I feel like they have more quantity, but they have like very few like high quality.
You know what would be even more interesting as well? It's like, what if there's a group in the galaxy that it's like an anti-samurai group, like, oh, samurai bring nothing for war or something like that,
Oh, you definitely
and
know they're out there.
yeah, maybe like regular immortals, like not even like like anti-samurai, like oh,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all these wars and stuff is caused by samurai. They talk about peace and stuff, but they're the ones that make this happen. Like stuff like that. Now I definitely could see that in a future arc, like more and more political based arc where it's like, this
And
group is opposed to the samurai's ways and things like that
I
and
feel
wants
like
to eliminate them.
I feel like we're gonna get that because when Atsu was talking about they're gonna destroy the galaxies and whatnot, he specifically mentioned that their plan is to destroy all the other schools and then take over their or like take over or destroy their territory, like their galactic territories. So there's definitely like enough time and influence because I feel like it's not just the Ususama that probably have like issues with the other schools, but like there could be like inter-school beef and stuff like that. So I just think I really hope it does get political. And I know as we get more and more into the series that like the top tiers are gonna get crazy because like look at Commander Sin and already what the basics he can do. Like he can split off his hand and use it as like an AI and whatnot, like a heat-seeking missile. He's intelligent, um, but we haven't really seen like a quality strength feat from him.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
So I'm gonna ask you, what are your top 10 strongest samurai characters like?
Oh man, this is actually really hard. I
Oh no.
Fluff.
Fluff?
So number Okay, let's not put Kala on this. We're not putting him on.
You're not putting collar on him.
And I'm not gonna put either. I'm not gonna put Kala either because we know he over here destroying planets and things like that.
Yeah.
Get on the cosmos. But let's put Ata number one because Dharma is not 100%, and we'll probably never see him at 100%.
Okay.
Then second Dharma, third. I'll give it to. Now this is hard. I don't
It
know if I
is.
would give it to Benki or the guy that Ata's clone. Well, second is
He
no
says gonna
first.
give it to Artist Clone.
Yeah, or the guy that Ata's clone fought.
I mean,
Oh
you
man,
could put the real Ata and Artist Clone. Like I feel like they're two
yeah,
separate
yeah,
people.
yeah. Let's put the real Ata. Okay, but not, the third spot, like this is hard because
It is.
do you think Benki could defeat the guy that Ata's clone fought at the beginning? I think so. I have a feeling he could.
Yeah, I think he
Because
can. I think he can.
yeah, okay, so I'll put him third.
That'd be
Fourth,
a high
I'll
diff
put that
fight.
guy.
That'd be a high diff fight.
Yeah. Fourth, I'll put the guy that got defeated by Ata's clone in the beginning. Fifth, there's a guy from his school. I think his name is Hakamichi.
Yeah, Hagamichi.
Oh, but then again, it's like right now in the series, he got well, obviously he got bodied by Ata's clone because obviously it's Ata's clone. But um, Ryu was stronger than him. Let's
You
see.
think?
And
Yeah,
then
I
no,
think Ryu's stronger. Yeah, I think Ryu's stronger too.
we also got Hashimaru, the prince's aunt, right? Okay, right now I'll say okay, Ryu, then Hashimaru, because
Hmm.
I once Ryu, if Ryu does have a princess out there, he'll he'll still be stronger than Hashimaru,
Oh yeah.
and I think that's my list for right now. Yeah,
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. So for me, I got. So you say we're not putting collar, right?
yeah, I didn't put him on the list.
All right. What about Ya? No, 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 yeah, not Yasha. We know they're too overpowered. Yo, what is going on with my laptop?
Yeah, yeah, they're like just the regular character we have seen so far.
All right. So number one, I got Ata. Number two, I got Ikaku. All right. Number three, which is Hachimaru's head brother.
Yeah.
Number number three, I got Daruma. Let's
But you
see.
think Ikaku might be stronger than Daruma?
It's because Daruma's nerfed right now. So I think since he's training with Ata, I think Daruma could probably win. But I think if it's like a long haul type of thing, like I don't think it's enough.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm at number three. Number four, I got Mugen. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think it would be a really good fight. But just because Mugen has that moniker where it's like Immortal Mugen, and then he has his princess, so I'll give him that little buff. And then five, I got Binky. Six, I got Ryu. Seven, I got Sen. And then eight, I got Hachimaru. Yeah,
All right. That's
top eight sounds good. Yeah,
all right. That's a
Hachimaru.
pretty good list.
I just think he's getting beat by everybody. Like, I don't understand why, like, people are feeling like, Hachimaru's just like this go tier. Like, Hachimaru's getting beat by a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree. Hatsumara right now he's like he's still on his training stage. Training
Yeah,
stage, Hashi.
he just a rookie. He's just a rookie. Give him time. Give him time. So, we're going on an hour and 20 minutes. So I think that might be a good time to start wrapping it up because Vash, I think he's not gonna make it. But
Yeah,
we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. This is a pretty good discussion. It's a pretty good discussion. I really enjoyed it. What are your expectations for the next arc since it seems like this one might be wrapping up in the next two chapters?
So for the next arc, like I mentioned before, I definitely want more slice of life. More exploration on the planet. Definitely a
Yeah,
little longer, and don't rush into the action too fast. Like give us some time to relax after this major arc and stuff, and then maybe the middle or like two-fourths into the next arc. Then we could get the crazy stuff happening.
yeah.
So
Okay,
that's what I'm looking forward to.
okay. So, would you prefer like a Ryu, like finding out about Ryu, or would you like finding the key to be like the first main arc, or like both? You know, could be both.
That's a really good question. Now, next arc, I rather they thinking critically, like right, because
Uh-huh.
Rio's memories and stuff really matter because he's
Yeah,
part of the group right now, and the more that you develop his character, the more he's like more relatable, more likable as a character,
yeah.
and that's good growth for him. So maybe in a sense, oh yes, so Rio's memories, get found next arc, and then it leads to the key, which the key is himself. And then he
Oh,
remembers, oh wait, I am a key holder or something like that.
mhm, okay.
And he never knew. Yeah,
S-
something like that.
So, who would you like to see in the next arc? Because
I want to see one of Hachi's brothers.
one of Hachi's brothers.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you think we're gonna get? Do you think there's a possibility we'll get some like some galactic federation and some school stuff? Because we still got to get Hachimaru joining a school, joining up with a school and whatnot. That still hasn't happened. So,
Wait, Hachimaru?
yeah.
But I thought he was like basically part of the Kongo Yasha.
Well, he hasn't downloaded the license yet. So
Oh
it's like
yeah, that's true.
he's not really a part of them.
Oh, okay.
So it's like
I think I watched a video from you or something, and you were
mhm.
like, it would be cool if he actually explores the Federation and stuff. I wouldn't mind that either.
Yeah, I thought it'd be pretty cool. Like while Daruma's like, it'll give him some extra protection too, if he
Yeah,
joins up
definitely.
with the
Maybe he'll make some
Federation.
alliances there as well.
And then also if he joins the Federation, like it can deepen like the story and like the history by like a lot more. So that'd be pretty cool. But um my thoughts for the next arc, I think we might hmm. Oh, this is gonna be crazy because it's gonna be like all of them finally like together, like as a group and understanding each other. So that's I want to see something that really like pushes not pushes them to the button, the brink, but like a good arc where it forces them all to kind of grow a little bit, like grow closer together. I think what I kind of want to see is like a Anne centric arc for the next one. I want to get more about the princesses because
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I feel like we've been getting a lot about the samurais. And Dizzy says he thinks that the Ryu arc might be the next one. Be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. So before we wrap it up, where how'd you like that Ryu panel with the loaded gear? I thought that was pretty badass. And I like how he's starting to, in terms of like battle sense, he kind of remembers like how to fight. Like I don't feel like that's his full strength, obviously. I feel like he might be doing some crazy stuff like Killer Bee type stuff. So
Ryu
what?
panel with the loader gear. I'm not even gonna lie. When I did the review, I was like, wait, did he break out it on his own? Because then Benki was
Yeah,
talking about loader gear. I'm like, I had to go back and check a couple of times, but
yeah,
yeah,
I
he
did
had
too.
stuff in his body and stuff, and
Like I was like,
that
where
was
did these
really
swords come
um,
from, bro?
yeah. And
Yeah,
what Disney said, I kind of agree with him. If the next arc focuses on his, story and stuff, that would be good. Because we already got Sanda's backstory, we got Hashimaru's obvious backstory, Princess Anne, some of her backstory as well. Little glimpse, hints and pieces of Daruma's backstory, and then Rio could be the next one. So that
oh,
would be.
that'd be great, bro. Like I love me some Ryu, bro. Like Ryu is like I think he's like a fan favorite for everyone. I think we all just love Ryu and like his innocent nature and like how he's just trying to figure out everything. So Ryu's like I think he's a fan favorite. If we did a poll or anything, like I think Ryu could probably come out. Nah, Atu would probably win that. I think Atu would probably win that. But
Yeah, Acha is definitely up.
but this was a really dope review discussion actually. Like I mentioned in my Naruto review that it'd be dope if we did like some collab videos or something. Like we'll talk about like some Black Clover, some Samurai 8, and like we'll just get together and talk about like a key moment or like a key chapter or something like that, just to start getting like I want to start getting like the community a little bit more involved and try to expand it a little bit. So I think collabs would be pretty dope.
Yeah, definitely, I do agree.
Okay, okay. So any last words, Light?
All right, my last words are: Asa better not succeed, or it's the end of the world.
That's true. So we'll see you guys later.